What's up everybody, Rebel here, and for today's episode I wanted to talk about time traveling in Animal Crossing New Horizons, how I prefer playing in real time, and how I'm a big ol' hypocrite. Let's get into it. Alright, so I'm sure we're all aware what time traveling is in Animal Crossing New Horizons, but in case you don't know, Animal Crossing is set in the real world clock. Unless, of course, you go into your Switch system settings, disconnect the date and time from the internet, and set it by hand. Doing so and starting up Animal Crossing will start Animal Crossing at whatever day and time you set your Switch to be. And this has a lot of pros and not really many cons to it. The pros, of course, being that you can go to any day and any time that you want to, and that is fun for its own whole bag of reasons. But if you're doing anything like island construction and you don't want to wait for a bridge or an incline or a house to move, go forward a day, go back a day, boom, it's already done. It's moved, it's ready, it's done, and you can continue what you're doing. It's great if time is of the essence, or if you need to go back for any sort of reason. That's always a great reason to. You can go forward with turnips to try to play the turnip stock market and make a bunch of bells that way. That's one of the reasons to do it. The cons for it, however, if you go backwards with turnips, the turnips spoil. If you go over a long distance, you might have cockroaches in your house and bedhead, and weeds might grow in certain areas of your island. That's about it. Those are all the cons. There are not really many cons here. Any daily bonus you've accumulated, if you go past that day, will be lost. Oh well. Not really many cons here. And when you compare it to the past games, like New Leaf, where you could have a field of hybrid flowers, and if you time traveled a week, you could come back to a very, very splotchy field of flowers with just groups of 2 and 3 because they've wilted and died and disappeared. And being that the flowers in New Horizons don't die and the grass doesn't deteriorate either, really narrows the cons of time traveling here and really makes it something that you can do without many drawbacks, without many negative repercussions. And I don't really have a problem with that. And I know you're probably thinking I'm bringing this up because of the current time travel block on Thanksgiving and Christmas, possibly still Thanksgiving, depending on when you watch this. Those holidays have been blocked from time traveling. And yeah, I'll get into that in a little, but mainly, I haven't really ever talked about time traveling on this channel, so I kind of wanted to give my opinion about it. In general, I'd say time traveling in the Animal Crossing community is a very split opinion. Many people probably really just prefer to play with the real clock, like me. A bunch of people probably prefer to time travel just to enjoy everything that they can in the game. I think both of them are completely feasible options. The people that want to play in real time, I agree with that the most. I feel like you enjoy it the most that way. One of the biggest things about Animal Crossing is the real-time clock. It's that whatever day it is, whatever time it is, that's what time it is on your island, and it really adds that depth to it, something that the Harvest Moon series and Stardew Valley don't do, because you can just, once that day's over, you keep playing and it's the next day. And in all Animal Crossings, if you finished for that day, you turn the game off and go do something else because you couldn't play the next day. You have to wait for the next day for it to be the next day. It really adds that depth to it, and I really do think that that's the way to play it. If you time travel ahead to experience things before you normally would, it could kill a lot of the steam. If you have projects you want to do but you don't really have a time constraint, you're just like, oh God, if I just could get this incline up today, and then it kills the steam. You get through things before you normally would, and you're just like, okay, well, what now? There are still many other reasons that I would say time traveling is perfectly acceptable and perfectly fine. And I agree with people who want to time travel. If they do have something that they need to get a construction project on their island done before a certain day, go ahead and time travel. Completely fine. It doesn't really affect anybody except for the person doing it. And if they really want it done, then all it's doing is positively affecting them, and it's not negatively affecting them at all. There's places where it snows year-round, so if you visit someone's island and it's snowing, just play it off like that. If you don't want seasonal items, don't take them from people, and you'll be completely fine. Either way you play, it doesn't affect anybody else. And even though the community split and some people love time traveling, some people would not do it, I think the entire Animal Crossing community does agree that you should play the game however is going to make you enjoy the game the most. if you're going to enjoy it more time traveling, I think people who play in real time will encourage you to time travel. If you time travel all the time and someone's like, I just want to play in real time, they'll encourage you to play in real time because they just want you to enjoy the game they love as much as they do. They might suggest doing it their way, but they're going to encourage you to play however way you want. And I think that's amazing, and I think that's great. Now, getting into the current time travel block of blocking out Thanksgiving and Christmas, I actually completely agree with that. I think that's completely fine because Thanksgiving and Christmas have not happened since the game has come out. So if you were to time travel ahead of time, you'd be experiencing something in the game no one else has experienced yet. And I could understand the reasoning for not wanting that to happen, especially Christmas right now. It's over a month away. It hasn't even gotten to 25 days till Christmas yet. We're not in December. It's not the 25th. It's not even the 25th of November yet. So going to Christmas right now seems a little premature. And I completely agree that they should block it out just because it hasn't happened yet. Once it happens, if a holiday happens and you missed it and you want to time travel backwards in time to make sure you get all of those items, that should be completely fine. If they made it to where you couldn't go back to Christmas, Thanksgiving, or Halloween a month after the update, that might be a problem. And then I would understand people criticizing it and saying, no, what if we missed it? What if we just got the game and really want to just go back to Christmas and get the Christmas items and hang out in the snow for a little bit? That should be fine, and I'd be surprised if they weren't allowing that. But I think the current time travel block is fine as it is. But let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think they should be blocking out these holidays? And mainly, I guess, where are you in the community? Do you play in real time? Do you time travel? What do you prefer doing? Me personally, I prefer playing in real time. I do. I think I get the most enjoyment that way. However, I was in a bit of a unique situation these past few months. Late June, my son was born. Very amazing Father's Day. He was born on Father's Day. Great Father's Day present. I love him. He is amazing. He's so perfect. However, once my wife went into labor, where I was staying at the time ended up being quarantined for COVID, so I couldn't get any of my stuff for a few weeks, which means I didn't have my computer or my Switch. Once I got everything, I didn't grab my Switch. It wasn't where it was supposed to be. I couldn't get it. I got my computer, I got my PlayStation. I was able to keep making videos, so I was content. I had a lot going on with my son and everything. So I didn't have time to play Animal Crossing. It was summer. There wasn't as much drive as there was to play, so I ended up not playing, and I hadn't played until about a day or two ago after seeing the upcoming winter update and falling in love with the outside, the scenery, the furniture items outside. It looks amazing. I've always loved the winter in Animal Crossing. It's my favorite season. Let me know your favorite season down below. Anyways, winter, I love it. It re-sparked my drive to play the game. And that's what I'm going to be, that's why I started playing again. However, I did not play at all during July, August, September, or October. So lots of stuff that I missed, which leads me into why I was time traveling. I missed a lot of stuff that was between when I started playing the game and now, and I missed stuff in between there, and I really felt the desire to go back and get that stuff. And that stuff includes zodiac fragments and recipes for months that I may have missed, certain seasonal items, certain bugs, fish, and critters. I didn't even get to deep sea dive by the time I stopped playing the game. I turned the game on and I had just gotten the wetsuit, but I think the day after my wife went into labor and, couldn't deep sea dive. So I spent a lot of time deep sea diving, making sure I could catch all the bugs and fish and everything, trying to get as much as possible. I also missed the introduction of Pascal and Gullivar. So, I love pirate stuff, so I did want a lot of the pirate theme items. The mermaid items, I could give or take on those. But there was a lot of stuff that I missed that I didn't feel comfortable just leaving behind. Some stuff I really wanted, so I decided to go back, and yeah, I've been enjoying it. I've been playing. I just got through July. I'm about to pick up August. Got to check to make sure no new bugs or fish. I don't think there were, but I will double check. I did get all of the cancer fragments and the cancer recipe. Waiting to find Leo fragments and the Leo recipe for the zodiacs. I have gotten all the summer shells that I need. I need some more shell recipes, but whatever, the shell items I don't really care about. And the way I was playing was I was loading up only Mondays through Fridays because KK Slider shows up Saturday and Joanne shows up on Sunday. So I was showing up Monday through Friday just so I could check for Crazy Red to make sure I'm getting all the artwork, digging up every fossil for that day, and also checking for Gulliver or Gullivar. And in doing so, I actually finished up all of my fossils, so that's amazing. I did get some nice pieces of art from Red. I have gotten some of the pirate items and some more Gulliver items, so that's great. And I feel like if you just go Monday through Friday after 7 p.m., you can check to see if Celeste is there. You can try to get some of the fragments that way. Once you get all the fragments, you can stop going at 7. You could go any time of the day that would be the most beneficial for catching bugs, fish, or deep sea critters, which is what I was doing, kind of switching that day or that time of day around as I was playing. But I've been catching up, and I think that's a perfectly acceptable. I think every way of time traveling is perfectly acceptable if that's the way you want to play. But I feel like people are still playing the game. I feel like not many people out there have stopped playing like I have and are coming back. And if they are coming back, maybe they're like, should I just give up on these items, or should I time travel back and see if I can get them? If you really want them, if you feel like you have the drive to play now before winter, but you might not be playing come next summer, perfectly acceptable to go back over summer, get anything you may have missed, get any Zodiac items you may have missed, and then that way, if you end up not playing come next summer, then next time you do start up your island, you'll be like, hey, I've already gotten this. I've already gotten it. It's good. I'm good to go. But I guess it just comes down to you and what you want to do and how you want to play the game. Speaking of which, why don't you let me know how you prefer playing the game? Do you time travel or do you play in real time? Would you time travel? I would always say I wouldn't time travel. I don't time travel when I play Animal Crossing. And here I am going one day at a time, day by day, and just but I mean, come on, Red barely shows up, Gulliver and Gullivar like once every 2 weeks, and those are some cool items. So I'm time traveling. I'm a time traveler now, and that's my story of how I went from a real-time player to a time traveler. And that's gonna wrap this one up. Thanks a bunch for watching. Really appreciate it. Smash that like button if you enjoyed. Make sure you're subscribed for more Animal Crossing videos and any other video game videos that I may be making, because I do play a lot of video games, so I have a bunch of different videos on the channel. So like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share with anybody else who's playing Animal Crossing or anybody else who you think might enjoy. I've been your boy Rebel, and until next time, peace.